Souls-like games are like definitely my favorite genre of the whole entire gaming industries. I love Souls-like to the point that I would actually eat it like a coconut ice cream. That's like my favorite daily ice cream flavor that I could actually eat every single day. It is one of the few things that I really enjoy the most. I really love Souls-like games, especially that it was made by From Software actually. And I did try out Dark Souls 1 and 2 and 3 after trying out Elden Ring and Sekiro, okay? Elden Ring is definitely one of the few games that I really do love the most, but I want to talk about Dark Souls 2. And I do think I want to actually bring up the whole entire fire back because like no one actually even talk shit about Dark Souls 2 or even talk about any Dark Souls 2, especially with the whole entire shenanigans of like going around of like this game is better, that game is better. Well, I definitely do think like gamers have become more toxic than ever to actually be competitive to compare their games to say their games are actually better than another game. But I want to talk shit about other people who actually love Dark Souls 2. Now, is Dark Souls 2 a bad game? No, I really did enjoy Dark Souls 2 when I can actually. I really enjoyed the whole entire like weapons variety, like the world building, and don't even get me started off like how the new game plus go works in that game. It's actually phenomenal over there, and like dual wielding in that game. Before Elden Ring even dual wields, you got Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 is the reason why we get Elden Ring, and without a doubt, Elden Ring is existed itself is actually because of Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 put out a huge amount of respect, man. A huge amount of like fire or sparks for the Elden Ring to run. But I do have to say that Dark Souls 2 has a lot of its own flaws, and I don't know why, but like I've seen a lot of people actually liking this game as the way that it is. But for me, the difficulty of this game is very gimmicky, and it's not by means it's bad. I think it's up to people's preference, where like they want their difficulty to be challenged or like being just tested in a truly gimmicky way. Don't get me wrong. In a gimmick fight, it can be work very well. It can work really well. Unlike Battle of Chaos from Dark Souls 1, that shit can go delete it from my life. Please, that shit is ruining my mental health. But in a gimmicky fight, it could work. But the whole entire game being gimmicky is really annoying. I would say the problem with this game is that like trying to find ways to actually swish wash your way around the fucking enemies so they can go to the boss room, and that's even a part of the difficulty. And it's not bad by any chance, but by any means, it's not bad because like some people say like I got skill the issue, which totally that's understandable. The problem is that there is also a new stats in Dark Souls 2 called like that actually affects the invisibility frames when you dodge. So like if you don't upgrade that stats, your adaptability stats, you're going to actually still get taken damage even you rolled like into the attack. Even it is perfectly like you're still gonna cut like butter regardless. And that's the only thing that I have with the game. I like and because of that it ruins the whole entire experience of Dark Souls 2. I had to really focus on increasing adaptability to actually make my experience in Dark Souls 2 to be much more better. I wish I could go back to the game right now and try out the New Game Plus because the New Game Plus in Dark Souls 2 is so much more better because like each playthrough has its own differences of uniqueness of like of the playstyle. They have way like some bosses can walk around the area that you've never seen before. There's also like the things I haven't uncovered yet, the secrets I haven't uncovered yet in Dark Souls 2, and there's a lot more stuff. And I would have to say, Dark Souls 2 lore has been really interesting. And I would even argue that Dark Souls 2, I think that game deserve a fucking remake out of every game that everybody bullshitting themselves with new remakes and everything. Like we got God of War trilogy remake, we got like Resident Evil 4 remake, that's cool, and then Resident Evil 9, we got like a better version of like Leon Kennedy, that's cool. But what I wanted the most was that I don't want Dante Inferno's remake, but I want the Dark Souls 2 to actually get a really good remake because there's a lot of potential for this game to actually evolve into a good game. as like just keep the core mechanic but like remove the ability, and if you want to add more content for the game you can do that, and change the layout of the boss of the like run back to the boss. That'll be cool as well. And the DLC of the final boss one, I don't remember which one of the final boss that was actually with the tiger in the eyes. Throw that shit away. I don't want to experience that. The best thing about the Dark Souls 2 is that the DLCs are actually phenomenal, especially one of the I don't remember the one with like there's like four knights standing around the Ivory King. Yes, the DLC that was about Ivory King was the most unique and probably the most best and pleasant experience I've actually ever had in Dark Souls 2. And I would say I would even argue it's a better experience than compared to other Dark Souls games actually. But really, I think Dark Souls 2 holds special place in my heart, but I still don't think it's a good game by itself by any means because of the fundamental cores of that game. It's just really fucking bad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for the older Dark Souls 2 fans, man. I know you guys love Dark Souls 2, but I just have to say that game is really fucking annoying the hell out of me, man. I'm just so sorry. But if there is ever a chance that Miyazaki would actually ask us, like, what game is it actually available for them to actually even be a game to be remastered, and they want us to pick it out, I would choose Dark Souls 2 in a heartbeat. I would do it because Dark Souls 2 to be a potentially such a new game that attracts more people into the Dark Souls universe is huge. Okay, I would love to try that. But regardless, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna just yap about it of Dark Souls 2 out of nowhere because like I have not seen a lot of people actually even like talk about Dark Souls actually at all, especially with the Miyazaki games that have not even been actually coming out into light at all for a long time, especially with the new games that he's actually creating called The Dust Blood. That game has not even gotten any release date or even fucking news of it, and we're in 2026. And in March, that game should be like getting more news, more marketing for the love of God. But whatever. Dark Souls 2. What do you guys think about it of Dark Souls 2? Do you guys love the game? Do you guys enjoy the game? Do you play religiously of this game? Do you like the gimmicky games of the like Dark Souls 2 itself? And if you guys don't like Dark Souls 2, tell me the reason why you don't like Dark Souls 2. And if you love Dark Souls 2, tell me more about why you like Dark Souls 2. I would love to hear other people's opinion about what do you think about Dark Souls 2 itself. I know it's an old game, but it's an old game that actually manifests a lot of people's memories and a lot of people's of giving out their own good opinion about this game itself to this very day. It still is a relevant topic to talk about, and I think it's a good thing, you know. Talking back over like the older games because like older games are actually far more better games than the games that we have nowadays. I would say that in a heartbeat. But regardless, I'm gonna stop there. Hope you have a lovely day or have a lovely night. Peace out, y'all.